I'm Steph Stricklen with GeekWire Studios here at AWS reInvent 2025, and we're going to talk about transforming enterprise management. I would like to introduce you now to my guest. This is Joe Wilson, Workday Global CTO. Joe, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah, you bet.
I want to talk about Workday, the enterprise AI platform for people, money, and agents. That's the company tagline, but tell me what that means.
So what it means is, look, we've been doing this thing for people and money for a long time, the better part of 2 decades. In fact, we're the first in the cloud for both HR and finance. But for the better part of 10 years now, we've been doing massive investments and also delivering massive value with all things artificial intelligence. And when you think AI, that's a very broad umbrella, right? Everything from machine learning to NLP and all of it. But today's kind of big bow wave that we're actually rolling through is what? Agentic AI. So we're, no kidding, the platform for people, money, and agents. And what that allows people to do then is take all of the things that they've been doing for years around cataloging and storing, and now apply amazing automation around that to move faster, to move smarter, to move safer. And we just couldn't be more thrilled to have the opportunity.
Workday is, in a good way, such a behemoth in the space that when you are nimble and able to accelerate your own adoption of technologies that help sort of improve things for your customers across all the various verticals that you work in, it really says a lot, because sometimes navigating or steering a ship that large can be a bit of a challenge. I want to talk about Workday Illuminate, specifically because a lot of these changes, and you know from your military service, it comes from the top down. So when you have the leadership buy-in in the top, everybody else can sort of get on board. So with Workday Illuminate and really this broader effort for sort of AI-powered engines for outcomes, how does this translate to the conversations that you might have with a CIO or a CFO, the top level leadership at companies?
Well, first of all, everybody's having the conversation right now, not just at the C level, but also from the board. And a lot of folks, candidly, over the past couple of years have had a little bit of kind of that fear, uncertainty, and doubt around whether or not this is going to deliver value. And candidly, a lot of that comes from the rank and file. To your point, sometimes things come top down, but what we've been trying to help people understand is that this isn't really a threat, this is an opportunity, and I'm going to actually test this on you just for fun, like you don't even know this is coming. Have you ever finished a work week getting everything done that you needed to get done?
You know what? No, but thank you for reminding me of that.
Okay, well now that we've established the baseline that is in fact true, what if, and that's a big question and I love it, what if we could take agents to help you move faster through your work week so that at the end of the week, on Friday at 5 or whenever your stopping time is, you go home and you got it all done. You don't carry any undone work with you to the next week. There's no negative compound interest around that, and you can literally go back to living. So what does that mean for the employee? Well, a happy employee, they're more productive, they're doing better. What does that mean to the C-suite? They're achieving their objectives, they're moving safer, they're moving faster, they're taking on new opportunities in the market they couldn't do before. What does the board think? Holy smokes, we're actually getting massive value. All of this because we're taking smart, we're taking thoughtful, we're taking ethical adoption of AI and applying it to the workforce. It's going to change everything.
Well, you have me sold, and I'm just my own little, plus one over here saying it makes a lot of sense the way that you describe it. So let's talk then about how ASOR fits into this. What is ASOR and how does it work in the architecture of what you just explained to me?
Yep, so ASOR is our agent system of record. And we saw a very early need for this as kind of this idea or this topic of agentic AI came to the forefront. And the reason why it's important is because as we bring our human capital into the workforce, we have to account for them somewhere. And traditionally that was in a system of record, that very boring kind of place where you kind of collect things, right? But it's necessary. But guess what? With the introduction of digital capital into the workforce, meaning agents, they too need to be accounted for. How do you onboard them? How do you actually screen them for them? Are they doing the right things? Are they getting feedback in terms of their talent development? Are they being risk profiled? Are they having the right security controls associated to them? Do they get off-boarded if necessary? So all of the things that we're doing with our human capital will in fact be applied to our digital capital in the form of agents. And that's why we are very early to the market and have grand partnership across the broader workplace for this thing called the agent system of record. We want to make sure people can catalog and account for those digital assets that are going to help their workforce move forward.
It's not really a human resources position, it's an agent resources position. I mean, truly,
Sure.
when you think of it that way. And it is interesting because oftentimes those agentic agents are working as colleagues, right, in
They
the space.
are.
That's what's so fascinating to me in this discussion. So in all of this...
Except that colleague doesn't monopolize your time at the water cooler. That colleague time, it doesn't go to the bathroom 30 times a day or take a smoke break.
Yeah.
Like that colleague will be working 24/7,
Right.
365, which again, goes back to that premise of, well, maybe we can eventually go home at the end of a work week and having got it all done.
And not only that, but focus our talents on the things that we are uniquely good at.
For sure.
Right? As opposed to some of the minutia or the repetitive tasks that can really become a big time suck.
Absolutely. I mean, my eldest son right now is at university and is a finance major. Think about this. He's not going to have to enter the workforce and do those 80-hour audit weeks. He's going to have things like Workday's financial audit agent, right, or the period close agent actually informing and helping him, as no kidding, a digital co-employee through that experience to get there faster. And I'm so thrilled for him. Like, the future's bright.
No, Joe, you need to tell him you had to walk uphill backwards both ways in a snowstorm. That you had to do it the hard way.
Yeah, we wanted things to be better.
I appreciate that, myself included, for my daughter. I want to talk about the partnership with AWS. Tell me a little bit about the collaboration and the things that you guys are working on together.
Well, first of all, AWS has been an amazing partner for the better part of a decade. We've been running payloads on their public cloud for a long time, way back when we could actually subscribe with your own credit card. So seriously, it's been a long time. But for the last 10 years, we've been doing amazing work. They've helped us, no kidding, fine-tune some of our core services and architecture within the Workday service. They've got brilliant minds. But as of late, we've done some interesting things around the commercials. So for example, all of our customers now can buy Workday on the AWS Marketplace. Think about the streamlining effect that is, like a 66% reduction in procurement time that actually can be achieved through that Marketplace buy. They've also been doing really cool things by enabling some of their architecture and some of their services into what we do. So now, for example, they're a big partner in our agent, our AI agent gateway, our partner network. And through the agent gateway, guess what? Now our customers get access to services like Bedrock, right? Which foundation model do I want to use? Or doing something more discrete against specific services like recognition or other things where they can, no kidding, apply it against some custom apps that they're building with Workday Extend. Now this is a big deal because what we've done for the better part of 20 years is build a platform. And now we've opened that platform to our customers and our community to build bespoke, to build discrete, leveraging our foundation and frameworks that will always be update safe, and then to reach back into amazing partners like AWS to leverage their cool architecture, their cool services to make things better.
Joe, thank you so much for taking the time today and speaking with me.
No, it's been awesome, thanks.
I'm Steph Stricklen. You've been watching GeekWire Studios.